What's up, everybody? Wednesday night. The classic hump day jam session, wacky Wednesday. What's going on, man? It was a nice day today. It's amazing when you have a day off from work and, you know, the day just goes so fast. It's like unbelievably how fast the day goes when we're not working. Man, it was a nice day. I like to have more days like that. But we'll see. Jake in the house, starting the show with good evening, Rick, and welcome everyone in the chat. Please hit the like button and on the video, hit the subscribe button and click that bell. Absolutely. Good to see you, Jake. Mama Shredder, how you doing? That was a great show with Brody there. And Dave, that was very cool, very informative as well. I'll probably rewatch it one more time tomorrow on the replay. That was very cool to see. Donald James, what's up, brother? Southwest in the house knows Wednesday night classical shred. That's it. Steve, how you doing, buddy? Juji says, what's good, bro? I'm doing good. How about you? She says, great to see you and amazing warmth. Thank you so much. Absolutely great to see you as well. Steve says, hi, all. What's up, Steve? And what's up? Here he is. Steve says, hi, Rick. That's what's up, buddy. Good to see you. Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah. Jake probably wasn't here when Mama Shred. There was a night where it was just like nobody was around. Not one person. The Stardust was like, you know, Stardust knows how to do it. She can handle it, but, you know, it's like, she's like, can you let Mama be a mod? Because, you know, it's a little crazier tonight than normal. I was like, yeah. Heck yeah. Mama knows what's up. Mama totally knows what's up. Luke Rodriguez, thanks, brother. Stardust, there's the house. There she is. Phoenix, what's up, buddy? How you doing tonight? Good to see you there. Falcro, man, what's up, bro? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Very cool. Mama said loved hearing from Dave. Absolutely. That was very, very cool. Very cool. Thanks, Luke. I mean, like I said, yeah, I was saying last night when he was hanging out here last night, I was like, he's like the best blues player out there on YouTube. I gotta fix this camera. But he's like the best YouTube blues player. It's no doubt. And his vibe is cool. His scene is awesome to look at. He sounds great. You can't go wrong. Very chill. I love it. Wow, well, we got it covered on the chat. Let's move forth with more warming up. I'm like super lethargic today, honestly. I actually ate like about 3 Dunkin' Donuts about an hour ago. And wow, that's like a serious sugar rush. They were delicious though, I gotta say. We gotta get pumped up. Let's do this. we're getting there. I feel a little better. So the warm-ups are continuing. And we'll go right to new jam. All right, let's go. A lot of great people here hanging out. Great to see everybody. Oh, let's see. We missed out. Falco, thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate that. Very kind. Let's see. I'm sure it says Dave is the coolest. He is super. He's from England, he said? I kind of thought he was, but then some days it didn't sound like he was. I thought I heard him say he was an English. When he was young, he's an English schoolboy. I was like, and I kind of heard his accent a little bit more tonight. It was interesting. That's very cool. Donald James says Dave's knowledge of the blues is internal. Yeah, it's deep in there, man. You got it. Thank you, Mama. Mama said they love doing the collabs, so you get to know people behind the channel. That's great. Yeah, that's fun to do. It was fun when Brody and I did it a while back. Albeit the horizontal or the vertical live stream is just it's good for talking. It sucks that you can't do like some kind of collaboration, like play back and forth and stuff. I mentioned it in the chat, and I found I know that everything has to be like -2 to -8 dB, or YouTube starts limiting it, which gives you that squashed, watery sound. So when it's too loud and YouTube senses it's too loud, it'll start to squash it. And that's what's happening. And there's not enough bandwidth really for the vertical streaming, co-hosting thingy. There's not enough bandwidth, or YouTube doesn't provide enough, or it takes the normal bandwidth amount and cuts it in half. It's very strange. TikTok, on the other hand, is you can have like the 8 people in there and it's no problem. I've seen people do a whole band jamming on TikTok with that. But YouTube will get it at some point. They keep trying to copy TikTok all over the place. Pereira, good to see you, buddy. Thank you, Donald. Thank you, Antu. Juji, thank you. Draco Ligon, hello. Jake in the house dropping that super chat, brother. Thank you so much. He said, let's get that goal started. Please send Rick a super chat if you enjoyed the stream tonight. Channel support is always appreciated. Indeed it is. And thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Southwest says, born in New York, raised Britain. Is that what it was? Interesting. I never knew. Carlos, thank you so much, buddy. Restu Insan Utama says, play Shadow Moses from Bring Me the Horizon. I've never heard of that band. I don't even know what that is, dude. But go listen to it. If you want to hear it, go listen to it. Don't ask random people to play stuff, even when it says no requests, please. But anyway, no problem, Restu. Go listen to it, buddy. You'll have fun. Juji says she'd like to hear The King tonight. I will write that down, Juji. I'll be happy to play it. Well, I have a whole bunch of stuff to play, so we'll throw it in there. The King. All right, awesome. Don says he didn't really notice the sound because I was on a phone call. That's hard to notice. Yeah. I mean, it's fine for talking. If you're just talking back and forth, it's fine. You're not going to break any decibels doing talking. But when Brody cranks off a big power chord off his Marshall, YouTube's like, whoa, buddy, whoa. And then he goes, starts squashing it after a couple seconds. So there you go. That's a good one. Alan Christ says, what's an easy guitar solo for beginners? That's easy guitar solo? I don't know. Guitar solo? It's not too many. They most of them are pretty hard. I mean, anything by the White Stripes probably, or anything with a guitar player that doesn't do anything crazy, unfortunately. But yeah, I can't think. Anyone know any easy guitar solos? I really don't. Let me think. Breaking the Law. That's pretty easy, I think, right? Or is it? I don't know. Does it have a guitar solo? Living After Midnight. That's it. Living After Midnight. I don't even know how it goes. I don't even know it. But I know it's pretty easy. It's just a pentatonic. So, all right, there it is. Living After Midnight by Judas Priest. Easy guitar solo. I promise you that. Mama says, true that. You know how we do. And I like this guy, Richard Gabriel. Do you ever play your guitar? Do I ever? I never play my guitar. Why would I play my guitar, Richard Gabriel? I like to hold the guitar. It feels nice. I talk, I talk a lot, man. I like to talk. Why would I play? Playing is stupid. Wow, man. Richard Gabriel, bro. He's got a Rolls Royce logo as his thing, too. I can see it there. Okay, so he likes cars. Portable Love. That's a weird YouTube channel, brother. But whatever, man. Whatever. Anyway. Donald J says, Exciter. Stand back for Exciter? That's not an easy solo there. That's a hard one. That's not easy. That's not easy. Michael Fairbank announced, what's up, bro? He says, sorry for the hiatus. Hope you well. Of course, brother. We're doing great, man. And no worries, bro. Like I always say, life. Life always comes first no matter what, man. No matter what. It's always great to see you. We hope you're doing okay, brother. Hope you're doing okay. All right, moving on. New jam, more warm-ups. Let's kick it in. That's definitely feeling warmed up there. Okay, let's see. I know what we're doing next, so we're going to do that next. And we'll get it ready. And great to see everyone hanging out. Appreciate you for a Wednesday night. Oh, let's see. Donald James knows that new jam. That's a fun one to play. Jake says, if you just play, they complain, not about engaging with the chat. If you engage with the chat, they complain about the playing. You can't win. I know. You know what's real funny, Jake? I don't think you were around for that. So I was, I have for a week. I can't stream for an entire 7 days. I cannot stream. So I thought to myself, you know what? I've done this before. I tried it before. I'll do a pre-recorded stream. I'll do 2 hours of music. I'll doctor it up. I'll put all kinds of stuff. I'll talk in between with little commercial breaks or whatever. And then it popped off for like a minute. And then people were like, this guy's not live? Whoosh, gone. And then we just had the awesome OGs hanging out, like 8 or 12 people. And it's like, and it was a non-stop song for song. It was like boom, boom, boom. Non-stop playing where, people, but I wasn't live engaging. So like, well, I'm out of here, man. So it was a total disaster in a lot of ways. In some ways, it worked out. I got about 100 subscribers. I made $2 in a super chat. But for about 6 hours worth of video editing, it's weird. But yeah, people are strange. I always love those guys. They go, play something, man. Just play something. I want to hear something. I have a whole life ahead of me, but I need to hear it now. Okay, bro, chill. That's how they sound to me. Walter White, what's up, brother? Thanks so much, man. Donald James, no, it's true. It's true. Manuel de Jesus Alvarado, gracias. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you, Walter. Donald said, each note is clearly emphasized in its purpose. It's true, man. I try. Brody, the Super Shredder in the house. What's up, Brody? Good to see you, man. Great show with Dave. That was wonderful to see. I will probably watch it once again. I was kind of in between doing stuff, but I was listening in the background. But I would like to hear it again. But yeah, that was really cool, man. Very cool. I did not know a lot of stuff about Dave, and now I do. So that's awesome, man. Thank you for doing that. Donald James says, perfect change back to the original premise. I know. I love it. That's my favorite part, that modulation from key to key. It's the best, man. I love doing that. I love to try and do crazy ones. Tony McAlpine is the master of modulating keys like that. And I always try and emulate that somehow. Blaze Cat, thanks so much, buddy. Marcelo Fernandez Cipreste said, would you play some Malmsteen song for us? I would, yes, absolutely. That is a request I'd love to do. I'll be happy to do that, my friend. Uno momento, por favor, as I read the comments, but I'll be right there. Brody says, thank you. Yeah, Dave's amazing. Yeah. Absolutely, man. Super cool, dude. I'm so glad I kind of found him the same way Mama Shredder did. It was just, I was just doom scrolling one night. We were playing games, and we needed something for the background, and I was like, man, let me see, doom scroll. And here's Dave, I'm like, it sounds nice. It sounds real nice, bro. And I'm just listening, like, wow, this is beautiful to listen to. That's wonderful. Corn. Do I know any corn? I know this one. How about this one? That's all I know from Korn. My favorite song too. Brody says Rick's got to get back on sometime. I'd love to. There's a better way to do it. Unfortunately, I think fortunately actually, we should, if we're gonna do it, we should try it the correct way, horizontal, and then hope to God that people show up. That's all we can do. What? What happened? Puma Fist, can you play covers? I played covers from like 5 years of my life, brother. Yes, but no, I don't like to play them anymore. I play my own original songs. It's much better when you play your own songs. You get a lot more things done with that. But I appreciate you, Puma. Juan Reyes from Chile. Muchas gracias, amigo. Good to see you. Don says Rick plays a quick riff cover. That's true. That's true. Marcelo knows that blind. Mama Shredder, thank you. Thank you, Marcelo. Boom said, I'm no disrespect if you can rock some bind bag. Of course. I can rock just about anything, brother. And that's a good request, too. How about this one? Alex Kobe wants Opus Slicks, my man. That is the best. That's the best request you could ever ask for, brother. I will write that down. We shall do that. I promise you. I promise you. Bro says he wants to play original. Well, I want to help you get there, buddy. I want to help you. So once we get all your stuff set up, and we'll find some time, man. We'll work on it. I'll show you what you need, man. I want to help you get there because you need to do your own stuff too. I think. Duck Goose, what's up, brother? Great to see you, man. Southwest says Kayla Kent does. I think Kayla Kent is actually Dimebag's possibly illegitimate daughter. Maybe not, but it feels that way, you know? It feels that way. Brody, there you go. Brody knows that domination. That's what's up. Don says you don't have to worry about copyright either. This is true. This is true. And I don't, and for covers, I don't have any disrespect for covers or anything like that. I think it's fine. I think if you're learning guitar, like say it's for Brody, right, for instance, he's learning guitar. He should be learning all those songs. Learn them up, man. Understand how they were written. Learn how to play them. And people enjoy that stuff. People enjoy like Guns N' Roses and Metallica and stuff like that. I totally get it. But there's going to be a point where you're going to make the rest of your life playing cover songs? You're going to do cover songs for the rest of your life? There's going to be a tribute band, or you're going to be a cover band at a little crusty bar getting $50 for a night for gas money or whatever, if that, and maybe a bar tab? No, I'd rather do nothing. I'd rather do my originals and make no money at all, if that was the case. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. But yeah, when you're young and learn them like crazy, man. I learned a ton. I had 200 songs I could play back when I was a little kid, man. And I remember a few of them still. Absolutely, Brody. You know that's right. Yeah, that's right. Brody says Dimebag got some explaining to do. I don't know. We never know, man. Southwest says possibly Kayla Kent. I think so. There's something there. Jake said I seldom reduce, but I kind of trouble you for a quick drawback riff. How's it go? I did it before once. Let me think about that, Jake. I gotta hear it real quick. I will get that. Puma says Dime was a riff machine. Indeed he was. Yeah. Donald knows Kayla's shred. She knows a lot of songs. She does, dude. Roy said it just feels old at this point. I've always ideas on you. And that's what's up, man. And you've only been doing it for a couple of years and it's already feeling that way. It's actually good. So you've heard the songs, you play the songs, you know the riffs, you know the progressions, you know how it's put together. Yeah, time to put your own stuff together. And we can get it, man. I can help you with that. That's something I can help with for sure. Marcella says, is that a 90s Jackson you're playing? Indeed it is, buddy. This is a 1992 Jackson Dinky Reverse Pro. Let's see. We got a lot of cool requests actually. PHSN says, can you play the song Alone Again? I don't know it completely. I'm not in the right key for it either. I remember after that one. Puma says, what's your favorite song to play? I want to hear your best. We just still getting warm. I'm still trying to get warmed up. But we'll get there. All right, we got someone asked for an Yngwie and Juji wants a Dokken. So we're just going to do whatever tonight. I got a ton of songs written down, so we get to them, we don't, we don't. But when someone says play Yngwie, they have my attention. Now. How about this one? This is one of my favorites right here. I'll See the Light Tonight off of Marching Out. Right here. Oh, I seen Big Momsen right there. That's what's up. All right, Juji want a little docking. I'm gonna do the one I know the best, honestly, because we got a lot of people here, so I don't want to fail with a solo I kind of know but don't know. But this one's actually one of my favorites of all time. Right. How's that not working? Because you have to mute the previous track, or you're in trouble. Dreams, it's still the same. There's another one I want to do. I'm gonna give you one more, cause Brody's in the house. Brody loves some Ozzy. I'm gonna do this Bark at the Moon, cause I don't get to play this much. See if I can play it. I haven't played this one. I used to play this when I was Brody's age, pretty much. And it was one of my favorites. But let's check this out. See if I can pull it off. Then we're gonna get some other stuff cooking here. Jakey Lee, man. I loved Jakey Lee when I was a kid. That's something I gotta get you. I think I have it, Brody. I'm gonna upload it so you can have it. It's Ozzy 84 Salt Lake City, I think. It's one of the best Ozzy concerts ever with Jakey Lee. I believe I have it on a file. I'm gonna make sure I upload it. I almost forgot about that one. But yeah, that's a sweet one there. I love that. I love that. I used to love playing that when I was a kid, man. It was so cool to play. All right, a lot of comments. I was messing around with that stuff. All right, everything we stopped around here. I got to listen to Jawbreaker too. Before I forget, don't make me forget Jawbreaker. Zero, thanks, brother. Appreciate that, man. Very cool of you. Mom says, Stardust and Rick, so appreciate. Absolutely, Mama. We're happy to be there. JLMV, hey, thanks, brother. Marcel says, do you like Stevie Ray? I love Stevie Ray. I think he's great. I mean, I wasn't on the Stevie bus train or whatever. I didn't know anything about him. Dude, I grew up on Hendrix. That's what, you know. I was raised in the 70s and stuff, in the 80s, and Hendrix was what I knew. And I didn't really. And I was in it once I got into playing guitar. I was into Yngwie and all that stuff, and I totally missed the boat on Stevie Ray during my time. But he's a great player. It was a great player. There's no doubt. Jake said, Juji wants a doc in her Queens right now. Always. I don't mind. PHSN, you're welcome, buddy. Thank you so much. I wish I knew more of it, but I kind of remember it, man. That's another one I used to love. Puma Fist, thanks, buddy. Marcelo, there you go. Donald James knows chaotic calm Ricks. We might pull that off tonight. I think so. Mama, thank you. Juji, thank you. Jake knows no Metallica requests beyond it. Or GNR. Thank you, Jake. You read my mind. Marcelo says, you play it much better than me. Some people say I play it much better than Ingve. That's all good, dude. I don't play no better than nobody, man. I just had me my fun here, man. Zero, thanks, brother. Thanks, Marcelo. Crow in the house. What's up, Crow? Marcelo says, you see the light. Absolutely, buddy. Nixon wants that beat it solo. Yes, beat it. How about the Eat It solo? No one talks about the Eat It solo by Weird Al Yankovic. Why don't no one talk about the Eat It solo from Weird Al Yankovic? I'll never understand, man. Don says, I think you're warmed up. Nah, I feel so, yeah. Austin's talking about Super Not from Black Sabbath, buddy. I don't even think I ever heard that song, dude. People think I know, like, I'm like some Black Sabbath entrepreneur, connoisseur or something. I have no idea, bro. I started getting into Black Sabbath when Heaven and Hell came out. I didn't really know too much about Ozzy Black Sabbath until Speak of the Devil album. And Supernaut was not on that album, so I probably never heard it, bro. But thank you, man. Late Night Vision, thank. Crispin Cow says, how'd you get so good? Yeah, at least 4 years in a row, 2 years of lessons and 2 years of college. That helps. That helps a lot, buddy. That helps a lot. Chorizo says, how do you are so fast on the right? Go to my channel, Chorizo. Go to my channel now or later and go to the video section. Look up a thing called the exercise that every guitar player should know. And that's where you'll learn. You will learn how to get fast like that, buddy. No problem. Juji, thank you. Johnny in the house. Yo, what's up, dude? Good to see you, brother. Jake knows. 28 years of practice as well. It helps. It does help. Austin says, what's the first riff came up with, or a favorite one? The first riff I ever came up with was like a song that I don't know, man. I think me and my friend, we had this, me and my friend both played guitar, but took lessons from the same teacher. We actually had a death metal band called Exorcism. We were really influenced by Slayer. I can't remember none of those songs, man. But I wrote a song at 16 and I was recorded with a band. I have it actually. It's pretty terrible. But Judas Priest, the Electric Eye, is my favorite one. Judas Priest, Electric Eye. My favorite riff. Nova Dwee, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Late Night Vision, dude. Thanks for that super chat, brother. He says, don't stop. What you doing, bro? Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Southwest, thanks. Zook Smile, thank you. There you go, Brody. Brody's like, bark at the freaking moon. I know. We love when you play. I love when hear you all play that stuff too, man. It's so fun. It reminds me of when I was your age, honestly. And I have some video of me playing it pretty young too. I'll crack that out. Crow knows Drake E. Lee. That's absolutely right. Jake said he'd been on a Ozzy binge lately. Yeah. Ozzy, great, man. I mean, I love all the old Ozzy stuff, man, for sure. Like I said, but I never got into the Ozzy Black Sabbath too much at all, man. Thank you, Brody. Scott SKL's like, holy mackerel. Feeling it, buddy. Thank you. Marcel says, any composition of yourself, buddy? That's all I do. I do all originals. I was just having some fun with some requests, little cover solos. But everything I do is original, Marcelo. Monks, thanks, buddy. Brody said he just want to throw in originals. Yeah, man, no problem, man. I got you covered, man. Once we get you all set up, we'll get you on the right path. We'll get you on the right path, man, no doubt. Theory and Paul said, I learned to play Love Will Keep Us Alive by the Eagles. That's a cool song, dude. Very nice. Very nice. Always good, man. Moonier, hello, buddy. Killhead says you're one of God's prototypes. Too rare to I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. Jake, I linked to Brody, the super chat. One of our great friends here, man. Make sure y'all check him out. Thanks, Puma. Mark Gagnon, thank you, sir. There you go, Brody. Sega Gamer says, liar, queen. Liar, queen? I know, it's like you got it all messed up. There's an Yngwie song called Liar, and then there's an Yngwie song called Queen in Love. So which one is it? Because I don't know no Queen stuff, dog. Late night, appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. Jake says, Rick teaches that exercise that every guitarist should know. Check it out. If you want to get fast like me, learn that exercise. It's what helped me do it. Oh, thanks, Brody. Appreciate that, brother. Nightbot in the house says, don't forget to leave a like, turn on notifications. Absolutely. Aloha, Kitty. How you doing, buddy? Football Stevie says, how long have I been playing for? About 28 years, brother. Therion Pod says, I learned how to play guitar. Back and Black and Black. Nice, dude. Very nice. Ka 12.0. That's 28 years now. Uncle Dickie knows my rules, man. Yeah, how's that one go? The mob rules. That's what's up, Uncle Dickie. That's what I'm talking about. Bolivian Low said he loved the eye tattoo. And that's a cool one. That's the Eye of Horus right there. Iron Maiden, Power Slave, my favorite album. And that's the reason I got it. There you go, Donald. Tapped Official. What's up, dude? Austin Hazelwood has, how many guitars do you have? I think I go about 12 now. 12 guitars now. Juji says, welcome everyone. Please hit the like and subscribe. Absolutely. Lataro Paez Tribute. Hello, buddy. Christopher Mendres. Thank you, buddy. Hello. Following in said the Mob Rules. That sounds good. That's one I love that album, man. I love both Heaven and Hell. Because Heaven and Hell's got the riff. Was I supposed to play something else? I don't even know. I was going to play something else. What time is it? It's 10:44. We did have a request for Opus Licks, so I will stop the presses for that. And we'll play Opus Licks. If I can find it. Jesus. What? Where are all my songs at? There. Okay. Got that covered. Thanks for everyone for hanging out and being your patience. We get a lot of chatting going on here, and that's what we do. But we also play a lot of tunes, man. Ian Mansfield, what's up, buddy? Good to see you again. Fallen Answer, any trivia? I don't know any trivia, bro, but I do know Matt Heffy personally, since he was 16 years old. And a little known fact, if Matt's band didn't open for my band back in Central Florida, or Longwood, Florida, and one night Matt asked me, Rick, I need to go to the studio. What's the best studio to go to? And I told him, you got two choices, but your best bet, Audio Hammer. Go to talk to Jason Sukoff at Audio Hammer, who was another great friend of mine. And the dream was born for Trivium right there. That was it. That was it right there. Trivium, Matt Heffy went to Audio Hammer Studios, met Jason Sukoff. They made some demos, and bam, record contract, and turned into a huge band. Huge band. Christopher Mendres, thanks, brother. Appreciate you, man. 1010, you got it, Juji. All right, let me listen to it real quick, Jake. Dun, dun, dun. Is that it? That's a tough one, man. Yeah, I remembered it. Took me a second to remember that one. Oh, shoot. Let's see. Okay, no problem, Jake. I know just about every Judas Priest song there is, so if I can just think of it for one moment. I had to think about it, but there you go. Christmas is kind of jammy with you, buddy. If you live anywhere near me, maybe. But yeah, I have a pretty busy life, my friend. I appreciate you there. Chillin' Cool says, wow, that was awesome. Thanks, buddy. Mitch Huffman, appreciate you there. Lucky says, inspirational, you're awesome. Thank you, Lucky. God's Bow, I'm not even sure what that means. He gave me the X. Like Twitter? Does that mean like old Twitter? Now it's called X? I don't even know. Dave T said something bad. No, he didn't. That's all right. Southwest says, Jakey Leah's Bandland works. Oh, yeah, Badlands is great, man. Ray Gillen, too. Ooh, man. Justin talked about $100. All right, yeah, there you go, brother. Brandon, thank you. Probably said he wanted to meet Matt sometime. Yeah, he's a great kid, man. I mean, not a kid anymore, but he was a good kid, man. He let me use his amps and everything one day. I said, I called on and said, hey, man, you guys are opening for us. You mind if I use your amps? Because I really don't feel like bringing myself. He's like, dude, go ahead, man. I was like, wow, awesome. Jake said, you heard it here first. Rick basically formed true. That's not actually true. I pushed them into their correct direction. How about that? Pretty close. Yeah, Matt's a great player. He was great at 16, dude. He was great at 16. I was like, this kid's killing it, man. Brandon, good to see you, buddy. Justin talking Sigma boy. Yeah, well, the Sigma 6, you doing some corporate stuff? That's cool, man. Crow, appreciate that super chat, brother. He says, glad to be part of the greatest community. That is so true. You guys rock. Thank you, brother. Jake said, that's the one, Rick. You rock, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you. Chillin' McCool, thanks, dude. Robert Omega from Argentina. Bienvenidos, amigo. Good to see you. Thank you, Justin. Christopher said, I look like Gary Moore. I do. I'm probably not as scarred. Gary Moore was like a tough dude, man. I think he got in a lot of fights as a youngster. But he's a great player, man. Gary's a man. I used to love listening to Gary back in the day. All right, we're gonna do Opus Licks because we did have a request for Opus Licks. So I'm gonna play that right quick. We're all over the place tonight, everybody. Hey, what's up? Here's Opus. This is called Opus Licks. It is off my album. You can check my album out here on YouTube. Go to my page, the Releases tab, and the entire album you can stream. Check this out. It's called Opus Licks. but a goodie right there. I am. Opus Slicks, that one. Very cool, very cool. Let's roll back up the list. The new 1010 for Juji. I was gonna play 1116, but I'll play new 1010 instead. Which I don't mind. Well, okay. A lot of great comments. Thanks so much, everyone, for hanging out. Where did we leave off? I think it was around here. Remember that. VZN, thanks so much, bro. It's a nice, lovely Jackson. I love this guitar, man. Love these. I have 5 of these ones in various colors. I'm looking for the 6th one. There's one out there. I'm trying to find it. Haven't found it yet, but getting close. Billy Putnam, thanks, brother. Oh, I do. This guy Justin must be very colorblind because he's a panda. What are you, a panda? Justin is a panda. Very nice. A bot panda. That's amazing. It's quite amazing, bro. And he got muted for what? 86,000 hours. That's cool, man. Because pandas can't be on YouTube, man. Don't be a panda and be on YouTube. Bro, thanks, buddy. Pella got the count 84 likes. Not too shabby. Seems to be a very, very, very slow night tonight. I tell you, man, YouTube be tripping, man. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on with YouTube anymore. One day it's hot, one day it's not. Let's see. Thank you, Juji. Jay Koenig got the information for you. ADZ, thanks, brother. Pellet says, please like and subscribe. Absolutely. ADZ, thank you. Traffic Cone says, bro plays better than most modern bands. That's most likely true. But I do what I do. They make the money. Or they're on tour, at least. I'm trying to get on tour. That'd be nice. Michelle Moreno, hello to you. Cyril Nguyen is talking about MIA. Isn't that a rapper? Mia? You like rap? That's cool, man. This ain't the place for rap, but I do some old rap I like, yeah. Cool, man. There you go, down. ADZ, he sound like some Exodus look. There you go. Toxic Waltz time, man. 210 DOE, he says, salute to you, my guy. Thank you, brother. Donald James says, a bot panda? Like, he didn't even look like Kung Fu Panda. He looked like, I can't say, man. He looked like he was an extra chromosome panda. How about that? Extra chromosome panda. Jake says, which dinky are you looking for? The stone? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. But trust me, buddy. I think I look every day. And I've seen them out there. Close. But the problem is there's one very, very, very important piece of the puzzle. And that's the serial number. If the serial number doesn't start with 92, don't want it. Don't want it. And that's the hard part. There is a serial 20 that's also 1992, but it's not. I want 92. I've yet to see. I saw one on Facebook. A kid bought one and the headstock was broken. Said he bought it for like $100. I was like, dude, I'll give you $200 for it. He wasn't playing that. But yeah, I've seen a couple. But yeah, 92 dinky reverse. Yeah. It's one of those ones you're gonna find in someone's closet that's been sitting there for 20, 30 years. It's a tough one to find, man. And I've seen one that was close. But man, dude wanted like so much money for it. It was a serial number 20, but he wanted like $1,600. I was like, get out of here, brother. It's a tough one to find, man. Tough one to find. I still kick myself for sending mine to the pawn shop. It was bad. Let's see. Okay, Shane says, I think Mia is a Vince. Okay, well, I don't know very much of that. I know a little bit. I like Backcountry and Hail the King, stuff like that, but I never got into him like this guy. And I never really learned much of them, I've tried to learn Backcountry, but I just ran out of time doing it. Starwind says, I'm here and I love going where you're playing. Text me. Thank you, Starwind. Good to see you. Great to see that. Donald James says AX7 is a good band. Yeah, they're great. He needs to learn at least one song. Hey, give it a shot, man. I don't have time, unfortunately. I do want to learn that Backcountry at least. One time I'll learn that Backcountry. But someone got to find me 8 hours extra in a day so I can have a little time to do it. Random vids, thanks, brother. Appreciate you, man. All right, new 1010 it is for Juji. We're going to slow things down just a little bit. With a little ballady slowness. I love playing it, so thank you, Juji, for recommending that one. And I think we got that covered. I think all the requests of the past have been fulfilled, except for the King, which we'll probably end with. But there you go. Derail, what's up, Derail? Happy Wednesday, brother. Great to see you tonight. How you doing, bro? Joseph, thank you so much, man. Derail said he heard that 9 Inch Nails on tour. Yeah, they're on the second leg of that tour, Derail. We saw them in Tampa at the arena what was last September, mid-September? It's pretty awesome. If you can get to this show and you like 9 Inch Nails, you're in for a real treat. You're in for a real treat. Donald J said, unless you're fluid at reading tabs, you're learning songs take time. It's true. And I am, and I have a good ear too, but yeah, it's just when you're dealing with someone like Sinister Gates of Avenged Sevenfold, it's not like, you're just going to pick it up. Now, if you are a huge fan of Sinister Gates and you've been learning his stuff for years and years, it'd probably be easy. Just like for me with like Yngwie or Richie Blackmore, or Uli Roth, or Andy LaRocque, or Al Di Meola for that matter. Those guys I listened to a ton and I learned a lot from them, so I kind of understand how they write their solos. So if someone says play an Yngwie solo, I could probably figure it out pretty quick. Or play a Richie solo, I could probably figure it out really quick. Jake says even he can read tab, Rick songs are impossible. I know, right? There's a tough one. They're not easy. They ain't easy. Jake said my favorite band is the same as Rick's. I was gonna say 9 Inch Nails is not my favorite band, but I do enjoy them. I do enjoy them. Nazmoon Saqib Shop, no thanks, brother. Appreciate you. John T, thank you, buddy. John J says nice and chill and vibing. There you go. That's a good song. Nice chill, wide open space, pretty much. Al John Dave Nazario from the Philippines. Great to see you, buddy. Jake said Ju G is the best requester on this channel, hands on. It's true. She always got the good ones. She knows when to pop them out there. Darrell said he's doing good. You went to the State Fair. Oh, man. You can't beat the State Fair. The fair food, man, is always the craziest, man. I heard Checkers got some funnel fries, man. Some funnel cake fries. I'm kind of interested in those. It might be good. It might be good. Donald J said he thought Dream Theater was really good. They better be, man. They're probably one of the best live bands. Their music's crazy, but man, they always nail it. That's for sure. I have a Dream Theater live back from the day. It's really nice. Lisa, how you doing? Good to see you there. Michael Fairbank, thanks for that super chat again, brother. You rock, dude. Thank you so much, man. CMM says, who's your favorite guitar player of all time? Yngwie J. Malmsteen, 100%. Easy question. Easiest question I get all day. Because Yngwie, if there was no Yngwie, there'd be no me. That's for sure. Donald J. said, and John Petrucci, come on, the guy's amazing. Yeah, and Portnoy, and Johnny Young. James Labrie, though, and Jordan Rudess, of course. But yeah, James Labrie, he's still pretty good. But sometimes, man, you don't hit them notes like I want to hear, man. But for what it's worth, he did great back in the day. Auntie said, that'd be cool to go on tour. I know, brother. Yes, sir. That'd be lovely. That'd be lovely. Oh, shoot, man. I don't even know what's going on next. What we got next? I guess we'll just pump into some new original stuff. 927. Is this the new song? Or the newer song? I think this is the newer song. Oh, yeah, this one. All right, let's play this one. Let's go into a transcendental state on this guitar solo. See what I can come up with here. that song 6 minutes long. It doesn't feel like 6 minutes. It feels like it's like a minute or two. It just goes by so quickly. Very strange. Very strange how the time continuum touches that song. I don't know. But yeah, that's a cool one there. Very nice. Still working on it, but it's getting there. It's getting there. I saw a request from Mr. Jake Koenig. A subtle request nonetheless. But we'll do it. We do it, brother. I got you, man. Okay. G said something about Rick. How about the song by the guy with the hard name? Say, Concierto de Aranjas from Rodrigo? Is that the one? I think that's the one you're talking about. This is a very strange name to say. I'll have to try. I didn't have that on the list tonight, but we can probably, if you want to hear it, I'll do it. Pablo M, hello to you, buddy. And see, Jake said, what happened to Cloud Horse? I never hear it anymore. Kind of makes me kind of even sad. I play it, you know. I've been trying to change things up a little bit, you know. It's tough for me to understand or know who's who here. Sometimes I see the OGs, but I don't know. But that equates to about 20-ish people. Then you have you have a 50 some more. I don't know if those are new people or there's people lurking. So sometimes I in my mind I go, all right, we're gonna play the Holy Trinity, which turned into Holy Pentology or something. Or I'll say I just won't play them at all. I don't want the OGs to be like, man, I heard that song like 50 times already. I don't feel like hearing no more. Because shred fatigue is a real thing in this world. Trust me, I know. But yeah, I'll play it for sure. But I love to play that song, Jay. But I try to keep it fresh. I try to do a fresh thing nightly in some ways. Then maybe sprinkle in a couple of the OG songs. But there you go, Juji. Ink, what's up, buddy? Thank you for that. Arco, thank you so much. Michael knows Storms. James Lacey says, hey Ray, how you doing, brother? Did you hear that Rush going on tour? Yeah, okay, yeah. I heard about that. Yeah, and I did. There was another dude. It wasn't you, James. There was some other dude, man. He was like, he was adamant. He was adamant that I listened to it. And I listened to it, and I questioned myself, why was he so adamant for me to listen to this? I mean, I'm gonna say it was a nice song. It was okay. It didn't boggle my mind or blow my mind or make me go, my God, this is I can't believe I haven't heard this song. What's this amazing? It was not that at all. It was a nice song, and Geddy Lee was on fire. I'll say this: Geddy Lee is on fire on that tune. But beyond that, it was nothing special to me because it was still kind of sounded like Rush, which I'm not a huge fan of. I do appreciate and respect a lot of things Rush has done and has played, but I was never into Rush like some people, which is fun. But I appreciate you, James. Good to see you, buddy. And yeah, I would be interested. I'd like to see some video of that concert because the drummer is amazing. The new drummer that Rush got is freaking amazing. First person Victoria says, how? Puts my guitar playing to shame. I know. Well, let me ask you this, first person Victoria. Have you taken lessons for 2 years seriously? Did you practice for 6 to 8 hours a day seriously for at least 3 years? And did you go to college for 2 years studying music all day? Let me know if you did those things, and then we can talk further. But don't worry about it, first person Victoria. You might need to change the third person Victoria. No, I'm kidding. David Zaso and us, brother, what's up, buddy? He says, thanks for always taking the time to dazzle with your skill. Thank you, David, for hanging out with us. Always great to see you. And thank you for the comments that you leave on the videos. I do see all the comments that are on my videos, and I'm having a really hard time replying back to all of them. So I do see them, David, and I thank you because I see you constantly dropping some comments in there. So I appreciate you, brother. Western Mass, Ashton Leori, hello to you. Western Mass says, you're incredible, man. Are you able to play the bass? I am able to play it, yeah. I actually played bass on one of the original first major demos that my band did. Our bass player quit, and they're like, how are we going to do it? So I'll play the bass. And I played it. I played pretty good. But yeah, I'm not a bass player. I don't care to play the bass. I'd rather not play bass. I don't want anything to do with the bass, but I can play it. Yeah, sure. Not hard. Only missing 2 strings. But yes, it's all good. Henry Hudgens, thanks, brother. Appreciate that. Richard Gabriel, there you go, bro. Back in action. Judy says, welcome to Transcendental Station. That's right. Thanks, Richard. I appreciate that, my man. I remember that name. Richard was different a little earlier. Richard, come around, man. We love when we see when people come around, man. McGavin, thanks, buddy. McGavin said, that's so good. Thank you, brother. Ken knows that 6'7". Veer Powell, thank you very much. FD Bird, very kind of you. Thank you so much. FD Bird says, +1 sub. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. We're only 6 away from 67,500. Let's see if we can get 6 more subscribers tonight before the show's end. We got 40 minutes left, so we should hopefully be able to pull it. Veer Powell, thank you. Pellet Thunder got the count 132. Very nice. First person, Victoria said, this guy puts Martian to shame. Nice. That young man's very talented. He's a very talented young man. I do like what he does. I think he's really good. He gets a little crazy with the facial expressions, but his playing is amazing. That's for sure. Donald James says, I was having fun playing along. Of course, I ain't know playing over it. That's okay, because I was making it all up as I went along. There's only a couple parts in that song I have down pat. Everything else, I'm just going crazy, man. Just get into it. Dwayne says, one step closer to the edge because he's about to break. Hell yeah, man. Lincoln Park. Old school Lincoln Park. What's up? Mike Tweedy says, 10 o'clock, time to rock. That's what's up, brother. Western Man says, I'm new here and I love this channel. Thank you, brother. He says, that a beer? Hell yeah, man. This is some Miller Lite, brother. I'll drink a Miller Lite. No, it's Mountain Dew. Who drinks beer on live streams? Who drinks beer as a guitar player? You know, I used to be into a lot of drugs and alcohol. And there was one rule that I had. I would never drink or do drugs before a show or before I went to the recording studio to record albums. I would do all the work and then party, you know. Nowadays, I don't do anything. It's been 15 years since I've touched any type of drug and or alcohol. And I feel much better for it. Reign Supreme says, if you're live, I'm a watching. All right, well, you know we live, homie. This time, at least. I appreciate you hanging out. What did that guy say? Oh, that guy. We got another guy. Padman. Is Padman the Temu version of Pac-Man by chance? Just let me know. Let me know. Donald James said, I never have. I have 4 guitar lessons in my life. Hey, man. Some people do, and some people don't. I feel it, man. I feel it. But at least you're humble, man. You love playing. That's the thing. You don't go around going, oh man, well how come he can play better than me? You know, you never say that, and that's good. I never say that to somebody because I see tons of players that I look at and go, dang, that's amazing. But I don't ask how. I think to myself, how can I get as good as that? You know, that's how you gotta think. People don't think that way. It's interesting. It's interesting to me. Like I said, I'm like an inch away from having a therapy license, like a psychology degree. I could probably have that. Med Honch, thanks, buddy. Brian Shanley in the house. What's up, bro? Great to see you. Thanks, Western Mass. Brian Shanley says, don't forget to double tap the screens and buy a shirt. It helps the channel. You know that's right. Thank you, brother. Michael Bell asks, what guitar is that? This is a Jackson Dinky Reverse Pro 1992. Wonderful guitar. Mr. Gunn in the house, he says, I used to take guitar lessons when I was really young, and a few months ago I started playing again, and I just figured it out by myself. There you go. Some people, like Mr. Gunn, they have the wherewithal to do this, and in their mind, they know what they need to do, and they can push themselves to do it. It's a very small percentage of people that can do that. There's a higher percentage of people that think they know how to teach themselves, but then they become distracted by things. They pick up the guitar and they play a couple things like, oh, I'm good, and then they pick it up later or whatever. I mean, and I'm not saying, you know, as my experience was lessons, and if you really, really, really want to do something in a hurry or fast, you take lessons. You take them every week. You learn something new every week. You practice that thing every week. Your brain should be a sponge during a guitar lesson, and you learn everything your teacher tells you. By 1 year, my first guitar teacher, after 1 year, I knew everything he knew. he couldn't teach me anymore. There was nothing he could teach me. And he couldn't play like Yngwie, so I had to find someone that could play like Yngwie, and I did. And I took lessons from that guy for a year until I knew everything he knew. And these dudes were killer guitar players, like amazing guitar players. So you have to outdo your teacher. You can't outdo your teacher after a year. No, I'm not sure. You know, I'm not sure what you're doing or what you've been doing. You know. But that was my experience. That was my experience. And everyone's experience. You ever hear that? Your mileage may vary. That's how guitar is. Your mileage may vary. James Phelps in the house. He said he stumbled across the channel. He loves it. From Alaska. Great to see, brother. That's awesome, dude. Thank you, man. Yeah. I mean, trust me, buddy. I was by age 20 to 40 something, man. I was a partying fool, man. I partied it up, bro. But you know, it came to a point I was like, man, I need to be responsible in my life, man. I want to live longer. I want to enjoy things. I don't need drugs or alcohol to do what I need to do. So it was a decision I had to make. And anyone that's in that same zone, it's a decision you don't have to personally make, for sure. John James says, World Dane had 20 shots of Jaeger before you want to say, dang. I've talked about Crimson Glory, the singer of Crimson Glory, who passed away. His name's Midnight, was his name. He passed away from alcoholism. But he had stage fright. He literally had a serious case of stage fright, and he would have to drink like a bottle of vodka or something before every show, just so his inhibitions were, of stage fright were gone. It was crazy, man. Mr. Gunn says he's not great yet, but he's all right. Hey, man, that's not wrong with that. The journey is long for any guitar player, and as long as you're having fun, Mr. Gunn, and anyone else playing guitar, as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. I mean, there's no goal unless you have a clear-cut goal, like you have it written down somewhere. You're like, I'm going to be a recording guitar. I'm going to be a recording artist. I'm going to get a record deal. I'm going to go on tour. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be in magazines. I'm going to be on videos. I'm going to do all this stuff. If you don't have a clear-cut goal of what you're doing like that, then just have fun and see where it takes you. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Jake knows. He got that video set up. Rick Renstrom's playing guitar is not a competition. It's still true to this day. Still true. No worries, Lisa. Corey Lemon says, first time watching. What kind of music do you usually play? Also, how long have you been playing for? I play neoclassical, heavy metal, rock, instrumental, some blues sometimes. And I've been playing ultimately for 28 years currently. Donald James says, what do you think was the most useful things your teacher taught you? What techniques? My first teacher was all just theory. It was everything theory. I started with chords. He said, here's play these chords, learn these chords. And in a week, if you can play these chords, we'll move to the next thing. So it was like just one thing after the other. Chords, learned all the chords. Scales, learned all the scales. Modes, learned all the modes. How to do circle of fifths, learned how to play every pattern over across the circle of fifths. Then it was just like little stuff, intervals, this and that, how to read music, sight read, things like that. There's just so much. I'll have to find my book, man. I got it somewhere. I literally have the original lesson book because I'd write all the lessons. He'd write all the lessons down in this little book for me, and that's how I studied all week. And then my second teacher was just help me refine it all and show me how how Yngwie played, how Vinnie Moore played, how Al Di Meola, Richie Blackmore, Lee Roth, all these guys played, and showed me how to play like them. And that's where I really got on fire, my techniques. He just kind of helped me refine my technique and push that classical vibe that I wanted. James Phelps says, now try kicking Mountain Dew, harder than kicking drugs. I know. You should come up sometime. Pretty cool. I've heard Alaska's pretty cool, man. I'd love to get up there, man. I'd love to get up anywhere right now and do some stuff. We're trying, man. It costs a lot of money to get out on that road. But we'll get there somehow, some way. Well, yeah, now Mountain Dew's easy. I only drink one Mountain Dew a night, if that. I maybe drink 5 Mountain Dews a week for my live streams. It just boosts my stuff, man. Boosts my stuff. There you go, Boba. That's what's up. I got a lot of stories, man. So make sure if you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit the subscribe button for more stories and more crazy guitar stuff. Next up is Storm Rider. This is a subtle request from our moderator, Jake Koenig. It's a great song, though, because every day, everyone out there, I don't care who you are, You're riding the storm somehow. There's a storm in your life and you're riding it. That's why we're storm riders. And that's what this is about. Let's roll. All right, that was Storm Rider right there. That's a good one there. That's a fun one, Jake. I appreciate you shouting that one out, man. All right, 11:30. What we got? We got some other ones to play. I already played that one. All right, let's see. Incarnatus. I haven't played Incarnatus. I really love playing Incarnatus. Let's play that one here. I load that. A lot of great comments. Thanks everyone for hanging out tonight. Where did we leave off? Okay, right about up here. Metal Mark says purple, deep purple. Yes, sir. One of the greats. Southwest said he watched old bluesman Jimmy Rogers of Muddy Waters fame and solo work with down 7 to 8 tall glasses of cognac, then get out there and play tonight. Wow, dude. I mean, it's it's known. Jimi Hendrix on that Woodstock. You ever see Jimi Hendrix on Woodstock? My man supposedly had 5 hits of acid wrapped up in his headband. So that 5 hits of acid. I don't know if anyone here has tried acid or LSD. One hit alone would take you to another planet. Jimi Hendrix at Woodstock, 5 in his headband. So, yeah, I don't know, and he was definitely on another world that day. Ain't no doubt. But those were some old times right there, man. James Phelps knows he's at Let's Go. Crow, there you go, buddy. Juji's feeling that rain. Abe and Peter Johnson, thanks, buddy. Jake was feeling that. He got the Storm Riders going. That's what's up. Tim Moss knows what's up. Thanks, brother. Western Mass, thank you. Oscar Pirhonen, thank you very much, my friend. Jake said, see, everyone loves the Storm Rider. Appreciate the playthrough. Absolutely. I know. Like I said, I don't want to bore people or get people tired of a song. We definitely cranked it up quite a bit for a while, and I was like, all right, let's. And I got 100 songs. I literally have 100 originals now sitting around here. So it's always I try and just kind of rotate, trying to figure out a new rotation for all this stuff, and it's like, oh my god, so many songs. Corey Lehman, thank you so much, bro. Appreciate that. Gail McConaughey, thank you so much too. So much for that, says, bro, that alternate picking. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you, Juji. Juji, Sarah says, why is that men ask those weird kind of questions? What weird questions? I must have missed it. I didn't see what it was. But I'm sure it was something about male genitalia and stuff like that. Yeah. But gotta love it, man. People have a strange mind. Jake said, don't know how he can play this so well after all this time not playing it. We play it here and there. It's like one of those days, like, all right, Storm Rider, or whatever, So some nights I'll play like just the OG set, like, Symphony 40 Until the Bitter End, Speeder, Fire Within, Storm Rider, those ones there. Western Mass says, bro, Kirk Hammett could take lessons from you. Let him know, man. He got some money. I'll take some of that Kirk Hammett money. You got plenty. I'll teach him whatever he wants. Mel Mark says, best the parts of the song with the drawn out notes. There you go, bud. Boba said, I really like tunes like Victim's Paradise as an Iron Maiden Dream Theater. But I love that song. It's one of my favorite songs too, buddy. Yeah, it's got a cool riff in it. I love the riff of that. It's very, That's a cool riff. That's a fun one I wrote a long time ago. Oscar, thanks, buddy. Tim Moss, thank you, bud. James Phillips, there you go, man. Appreciate that. Tim Moss Jr. again, thank you. Aloha Kitty, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you. Donald James says, ever heard the story of the MLB pitcher that played a perfect game on acid? I did not. That's crazy, though. That would be crazy. Dude, how did he not hit, throw a ball at a batter, That's crazy. Metal Marx has a great song about riding storms. Like Visions of Atlantis, Master of the Hurricane. Oh boy, that's a good one too. Metallium, Eye of the Storm is another beauty, man. Jake says you don't want to know, Rick. I'm sure I've seen it before. I know. Like, how does Bro whatever. Wouldn't you like to know? Wouldn't you like to watch too, bro? Pull your pants down and watch, dude. I don't know. Carlos says, would you play some Megadeth? I don't know any Megadeth, brother. I don't really know. I know this one, Megadeth. You take a mortal man. Southwest says Speeder. I feel you. Solar Valley, 28 years. Jake said, I get jealous of Rick's guitar playing. That's about it. Even just jealous of his work ethic. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. I mean, and not to be honest, I mean, if you had all this skill or whatever, if you worked your ever-loving life to get a specific guitar skill, and you didn't do anything, what would you change? Would your mentality change? Like, would it be like, well, that was a waste of time, or well, I can do it, but nothing's happening? It's a strange thing, man. It's a strange thing to be, to work hard at something and be good at something, but then how far does it ever take you? It's always the dream, with a guitar, a musician. Gonna be a famous musician, live in a mansion and have a Ferrari and a pool and that kind of stuff, and some, beautiful woman, whatever. That's always the dream, but there's only so many people in this world that made that dream. It's hard, man. It's hard. Bo would say, it's probably the 1902 World Series. There you go, man. Dean Wiseman said, I like your style. It's different. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Peto Long Besema, thanks you. Don says he's ready for Speeder. All I got to do is put the Raider helmet on and his Crosby jersey. All right. It sounds like Speeder's up next, so we'll do that. Why not? Southwest says the live riffage of Around the Ancient Mariner to me is electro. That's a good one too, yeah, man. Mel Mark says, what was Judas Priest the band that got you interested in music? Into metal, yeah. I say into metal. Deep Purple is, I had Deep Purple when I was 6 years old. So that's for sure, man. But yeah, it was Deep Purple. I loved listening to that In Rock one. Solar Valley says, that not how it works? It is, buddy, it is. Jake says, Rick might not be to have the mansion, but he got a beautiful woman. Indeed I do. Indeed I do. And I'm very thankful for that beautiful woman. Every day, every day. But we'll get a mansion someday. We'll find a way. We're working hard for it, man. We're working hard. We're gonna have a mansion with a go-kart track for me, and then we're gonna have like a big kennel or a big like barn for Stardust. Big barn for Stardust, so she's gonna have like dogs and cows and everything. My man Aiden Moody says, can you do Deer Dance by System? I don't even know what that is, dude. I don't even know what that is. But we're talking about Green. Now, see, I know what Green Mile Alicia is. When the day comes to sleep and the full moon lurks. That's a great tune, man. That's a great tune. See, there you go, Star. See, puppies, kitties, horses, cows, another cow, and pigs. One day we'll find a way. You never know. You never know. You work hard enough, an opportunity will come out of nowhere, and that's what it's all about, That's why that's one of the big reasons I do this, just looking for an opportunity. One opportunity could take me to another level, But until then, I'm having fun, and I love hanging with you guys. That's what's up. With that being said, it's time to get Speedy up in here. Speeder. So if you're new here, make sure you buckle up if you're sitting down. If you're driving right now, for some reason, better pull over for about a few minutes here. And if you're flying a plane right now, United Airlines Flight 777, put it on autopilot right now because we about to go speeder time. It's going to get bumpy, everybody. speeder ride there. Hope you stayed safe after that, because that did get crazy bumpy. That's a fun one right there. A good one for sure. I hope you did enjoy it. Let's see. We got a few minutes left to go, and we got a lot of comments here. Where we leave off with. No worries, Boba. He said I have to post up. Well, you have my attention at Green Mile Leashy. That's all I needed. That's all I need. Aiden Moody, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Boba Fett knows. Boba Fett. I don't know. Is your last name Fett? I'm not sure. But Boba, he said Fleetwood Mac. Absolutely correct. Absolutely. Fleetwood Mac is the originator of the song Green Mile Leashy. Judas Priest covered it. And Judas Priest also covered Diamonds and Rust, originally written by Joan Baez. A lot of covers there. Jake said, I've never seen Stars, but I can tell you. I can tell you for sure. Joe said, oh yes, Judas Priest, absolutely, buddy. Now Jake says, an emu, see, you never know. Stardust Stardust will make all the decisions for her animal farm when we have it, for sure. Boba, there you go, buddy. Metal Mark says, make sure your things are a slave to you and not your slave to your things. That's true, that's true. Lisa was ready. She told everyone to hang on tight, indeed. Boba says, check out the Outlier book by Malcolm Gladwell. I will. Sounds interesting. Jake was saying, buckle up, everybody, and hold on to something. It's true. Dana, thank you there. Crow says, put your seatbelt on, everybody. Absolutely. Mark said he had to pull over the plane while he was listening. I know, right? Pull it over on the island real quick. Get back up in there, man. Crow was feeling that one. James Phelps said, you just got a speeding ticket listening to this. Weird part is on my couch. You wrote that? Incredible. Thank you, buddy. Yes, sir. That song is was a track on the cutting room floor of an album we were a band that I was supposed to do for our second album. I was writing for our second album, and yeah, I never made it to anywhere. And then when I started playing guitar again, I'm looking for songs to play over, and I was like, I saw this thing that said Speeder. It said RR Speeder was what I called RickRenstromOfficial Speeder. I was like, Speeder, huh? What's that all about? Oh, you're gone. I was like, whoa. So I put it together and been playing it ever since. Boba says, also agree is Robert Paler's book. Hey, man, if it tells me how to make some money, big money, I'm all about it. All about it. Jake said, you watch a lot of farm channels. Some of them are in Texas. He wish you could visit them. That's interesting. Close I've been to the zoo. I've been to the zoo around here. Scrubs, thanks, brother. Appreciate that. Juji, thank you. Thank you, Lisa. There you go, Jake. Hannah Blue, hello to you. Merle Mark says, next stream, I'm bringing my radar gun. Maybe a metronome would be more appropriate. I know, right? Jake says, his face is gone. Melted off. Honestly, it's an improvement. There you go, buddy. Glad I could help. Dr. Rick will shred your face off for more improvements. Let's see. The Beanster, he says, yeah, that's what's up. Richard Schlichting, hey, what's up, buddy? Thank you very much. Roberta says, I'm sorry, it's a question, but is this real? It is very real, sir, yes. About as real as it gets. Chuji said, I'm watching my house burn down. Well, I guess I don't need that anymore. Build a new one. Build a shred-proof house next time. Build that shred-proof house next time. That's what you got to do. Desert Valley, thanks, buddy. Aloha, Kitty, thank you. Thank you, Southwest. Jake said, we got some serious Holy Trinity action. Yeah, we try, man. We try. Maybe tomorrow we'll do the full Holy Trinity. Well, it's now the Holy, we call it the Pentamet, I can't remember, Pentology, I don't know. Which is basically the Holy Trinity plus Symphony 40 and Until the Bitter End. Those five shredders right in a row. And I do stuff says downstairs I feel better in the cellar down there from shelter from the weather where all my heart's on my sleeve. I'll take what I believe and I'm hiding. There you go, man. Christopher wants a little Hendrix, man. Those That's a great one right there. There you go, a whole lot of cat. He says really KC Stare. KC, Sunshine Band, or Kansas City. Albag de Gutierrez says, you play something from the band Origin? Who is this Origin band? Are they new? Because I keep hearing about this Origin band, man. Like, constantly. No, I don't know any of that, man. I know the band Death. I know some of that for sure, Alba. Chuck Schuldiner, Death, I do know that. Nathan Hazelhurst, asked, do you like Gary Moore? Yeah, I love Gary, man. Gary was one of my favorite guitar players when I was a kid, man. I loved like Victims of the Future and Corridors of Power and stuff like that, man. Really loved Gary. You know a lot of his stuff. Then he went into the blues stuff, which is awesome too, man. So cool. Robert says, thanks for responding. You're amazing guitarist. Thank you, Roberto. Appreciate that. First kind in the house. What up, dog? He says, Rick's music makes me just happy. That's right, bro. That's what I like to hear. Thank you, man. Mel Mark says, since you know keyboards, how do you think Diamonds and Rust would translate to piano? It'd probably be a little easier because like Joan Baez, I mean, if she does like the kind of a mix of the Joan Baez version, it's very just an acoustic, open chords, folk guitar song, you know. Judas Priest was all like, you know. I can't sing like a brown. Southwest says a band called Speeder, a British-Swedish band with an EP out 2023, Speed Mill. Now it's an appropriate title for sure. Appropriate band name for a speed metal band. That's for sure. Donald James says you have to have a certain level of passion to stick with an instrument. That's true. Yeah, I said always have some connection with music. Absolutely, buddy. William Moss, you're welcome, my friend. Thank you for hanging with us. Okay, Donald James says origin is John Longstreth, amazing drummer. Whole band is cool for all the names. Interesting. Never heard of him. First Kind says, do you have any favorite vinyl records you love for the sound? I don't have too many vinyls anymore. I think I do have a vinyl of Yngwie's Marching Out still, which is pretty sweet. But I don't have a record player anymore, that's for sure. But Yngwie's original first solo album was, I played that so many times on my record player. It's unbelievable, man. I think that was really good, but I'm trying to think of another one. I had Vinnie Moore In Control on album. I remember that was a great sounding record. There's so many, man. Yeah, I think vinyl was better. It sounded better. You know, it just had that, you could hear everything so perfectly sometimes. Your fave Peppery Girl says, I love that rhythm. There you go. Dean Wiseman says, pretty smooth, Rick. Seems like you always are. Attitude's right, and that's why I enjoy listening different. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Soldier, God bless you, brother. Thank you very much. Southwest says, Origin is a band from Kansas that plays tech death. Oh, okay. And Down says something about, you want to talk about Lightning Sweep, that's Origin. Oh, yeah. A lot of them. What's that Necrophagist? That dude's insanity too, man. Mama says, oh, bummer, got to have a record player. She got her dad's old high-end one, old speaker, sounds good. Oh, that's nice. One of these days we might get one. We got Andrea, I'm trying to think, yeah, I've seen them online. You know, you can get it for a couple $100. I mean, what I really need is a VCR. I need a VCR bad. I've got a bunch of VCR tapes sitting around. I don't know what's on them. I'd like to find out what's on them. I'm trying to find, I have a lot of rare footage of me hanging out with Chuck from Death and stuff, a bunch of old videos. I got to find that stuff. I don't know, but I need a VCR. I also need a dual cassette deck or a cassette deck before I get a vinyl. I have a few vinyls sitting in the closet, but I can't remember what I have. I know I have an Yngwie Marching Out, a Japanese version of Yngwie's Marching Out. I think I have a Scorpions album. Maybe In Trance on that. I got a weird one. What's the dude's name? What's that? Alex Mossy. I have an Alex Mossy album actually. which is pretty insanity. Mel Mark says he got the Yngwie Malmsteen Rising Force on vinyl. That's a good one. Yeah, I don't think I have that. I think I'm pretty sure I have this crazy live marching out or something. I don't even know where I got it from. Tazi says late check-in. Good evening. Hope your stream was going good. It's been a nice one. It's a slow night, Tazi, but it's all good. All good. Mama says she got that too, and a tape player. Nice. Okay, Jake says Necrophagus is his favorite tech death band. Muhammad Suismez is. Yeah, that guy's crazy, dude. He is crazy. Mama said her husband fixed the dad stuff and got all working. Nice. Yeah, when I was a kid, it was a record player, 8-track player, and AM. I don't know if it had FM radio, AM radio, all in one. That was my jam right there. Don says Salasia is his favorite song by any band for a long time. Interesting, nice. First Kind said he liked to start a vinyl collection. They're still out there, buddy. I got a friend of mine owns like a collectible shop down the road, and he started putting albums out. Getting albums and selling them. And my God, so many. It's like nostalgic to like flip through the albums and stuff. It's really cool. Ben B, what's up, brother? Good to see you. I'm gonna say it's a reel-to-reel recorder. Wow, that's crazy. You don't see those too often. That's for sure. Crow says, please be kind and rewind. I know, right? Or you get charged 25 cents, man. You won't mess around. Pellet got the count 178. That's what's up. Oh, shoot. Michael said his 78 Cougar had an 8-track player. He had Foghat, ELO, and the Superman soundtrack. You ain't gonna believe it, man. My dad, he had, I don't even remember what we drove. My dad had like probably 5 different cars. My dad was a real crazy car head. He had so many different cars all the time. But one he had, it was some sort of Cadillac, a Cadillac Brome or something. He put an 8-track in that. And I had Deep Purple, In Rock, and Grease, the Grease soundtrack. Those were the 2 I had. And I listened to them constantly. Let's see. Mel Mark said you got a nice 3-head JVC cassette deck with the real-time min second record. Nice. Yeah, I used a long time. Oh man, dude. Yeah, I got a bunch of tapes. I got tons of tapes. I don't know what's on those either. There was a time I had like a boom box and I was able to plug it up to my my interface, and I was recorded a lot of stuff, that I found. But I got so many tapes. A lot of stuff on like 4 tracks. I did a lot of recording on 4 tracks. Ludwing Aguilar says, one album you recommend. He's looking for new music. It just depends, buddy. I mean, depends what you like. But, one of the greatest albums of all time, Judas Priest, Screaming for Vengeance. That's a beautiful record, man. Great record from start to finish. First of Kind says, yeah, the album covers were back then were dope. Oh, yeah. So nice when you could... You peel off the plastic of an album, you pull the record out, it's got all the lyrics and a bunch of pictures and stuff. It was cool, man. It was cool. James, have a great one, brother. Take care tonight, man. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Mama said she asked her dad for all the music stuff and got the vinyl. See, that's what's up. And she said the speakers have that age sound. See, that's what sounds good. First Kind knows you gotta love that analog sound. Yes, sir. I try to make everything sound old school when I record, I don't even record in 48K. I do the 4401, old classic sound. Let's see. Mama said she didn't play an instrument, or I didn't play an instrument. Piano for a little, hated her teacher, but she danced. There you go. There you go. That's what's up. All right, well, it's midnight around here. We're going to do The King. Is Juji even still here? I don't even know. But we'll do The King. We'll end with a banger, the King from my album. The King, got it. All right. There's some old school 80s stuff around here. This one's called The King. This is off my album. This features Rob Rock on vocals and Richard Christie on the drums. It's a classic old school rocker right here. So hope you enjoy it. And Juji requested this one. Hope she's still there. We'll never know, but maybe she'll catch it later. But here it comes, The King. Okay, I'm connected again. I think. Yeah, okay. And we're back. See if this works. I don't know. I think so. Okay. Hey, everybody. What happened, man? I tell you, I think the internet like wigged out or something. Yeah, it should be back now. That sucks. You know, it sucks when you have the best internet in town. And it always goes out at the moment you don't want to go out. So yeah, there you go. So we were rocking and rolling with that. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it does. So I'm gonna just rewind a tiny bit here. Back in action. Like that, you know, you get stuck and you just start right where you left off. Nice, right? Nice. I feel like I owe you after that. We gotta play something straight through. But yo, thanks everybody for hanging through that problematic internet quick outage. Ridiculous. Well, we do have some comments. We're talking about albums, and Mark said the craziest, busiest album cover he knows is Somewhere in Time. Yeah, Derek Riggs, bro, one of the greats, man. M.I. said hi, how you doing there? And Juji was here for that, good to see. Mama said she been in and out listening, had to get some sparkling water. There you go, that sounds good. Let's see, there you go, Southwest. Towsy new killer tune, he said keep that in regular rotation. I try, buddy, I try. All right, so there was some buffering going on. Yeah, like literally my whole, everything got disconnected. My system got disconnected. And I don't know if the internet, like, I think the modem just like rebooted and then came right back up. Sometimes, unfortunately, you know, cable companies do like maintenances overnight and they'll do like send a signal to reboot modems for an update or whatever on the network. So probably what happened. What happened? Mama said it froze on early. She left and came back 3 times. Dang, that's dedication. Thank you, Mama. Chris Liga, there you go, brother. It happens. It happens. Ty said, I love that song. Please pass it around to Rick regularly. Yeah, you got it, buddy. Jake said, that must be a cover of Technical Difficulties. A little bit. Mama said, replay it. I just started playing where I left off. How's that? No worries, man. Things happen. Jake says comebacks and nails the solo. No big deal. Yeah, no. Technical difficulties don't bother me. I deal with technical difficulties all day, every day of my life. All day. There you go, Mama. That's what's up. Let's see. Jake's feeling the vocals. Yeah, Rob kills on that, bro. Crow, thank you, man. Adi Wiata from Indonesia. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Juji. Mama said, that was fire. Thank you, Mama. Esther Esquivel, thank you so much. Thank you, Chris. Bree8804 said, what the hell? That was sick. There you go. Jake knows that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Adi Wiata talking about Hammerfall. Oh, yeah. Only Hammerfall I remember was, what was that? Was that Renegade? Renegade. That's a great Hammerfall song. Chris Leggett said, my life is a technical. I feel it, man. I feel it. That's all I do. That's what my job is. A technical difficulty fixer. Luckily, I didn't have to fix anything on that one. All right, let me think of one last song. Oh, how do we do Chaotic Calm to end this thing? I don't know. What do you guys want to hear? Shoot, man. I don't know. We'll do one more song to cover that one. Donald James said he liked Hammerfall's two releases after that. Yeah. It was pretty good back in the day. That's pretty good. Dude, you talking about Queen some Queens, right? I've been loving this song, Juji, though. Tazi says, play an old school original for your last hymn. Something. T7 sounds like Van Halen. Really? That's Queensryche. Operation Mindcrime, eh? Operation Mindcrime. Christian Clue, what's up, dude? Adiwata, thank you, brother. Jake says, I know that riff. Yeah, he can't place it. Yeah, Operation Mindcrime. Chris Lear, thanks, buddy. Juji knows there's a job for you in the system, boy, with nothing to sign. Christian Clue said, my neighbor are listening to good music whether they like it or not. There you go, brother. T7, there you go, man. I never thought I don't think Chris DeGarmo was ever influenced by Eddie Van Halen. I don't think so. I don't know. I never knew what Chris DeGarmo's influences were, honestly. Toto. Let me see. How about this one? Toto, man. I bless the rains down in Africa. I used to love Rosanna, though. The song Rosanna. Rosanna, Rosanna. Literally had that like on 45. I listened to that like constantly, man. There you go, Jake. Like an angel. Elias says, hey, do you play to Vola band? No, I don't even know what that is, dude. Is that like New Orleans? NOLA, but Vola? Vu Orleans? I don't even know. Never heard of it. Adiwata says, can you show pickup guitar? Pickup? I mean, there's the pickups. But you can't buy these pickups, buddy. They're from 1992. Impossible to find. And I use Amplitude 5, Adiwata. Real quick, if you want to see, I'll show you what I use. This is what I use right here. Amplitude 5. Plugins. Oh, shoot. Right there, man. This is my setup. Amplitude 5. Very simple setup. If you want the best, some of the best tones on around, you get the plug-in Amplitude 5, man. It's dope. Let's see. Somebody wanted me to play Rosanna the other day. You think it's easy, but it's very hard, yeah. Elias, that's a good band. Nice, dude. I'm glad you love them, brother. Keep enjoying them. Keep enjoying them. There you go. Jake's got the link to my Sweetwater page. Anything you want to know about me on my equipment? Right there, Sweetwater, 100%. Michael says, man, I have heard you play Toto and Danzig. I can die happy. There you go, brother. I got to think of it, man. I used to. I can't think of Toto. I know other songs, you know. I love Steve Lukather is one of the greatest guitar players of all time, man. That's for sure. Chris like Danzig, yeah. Yeah, I know that Mother song, you know. Mother, tell your children not to hold my hand. It's a pretty easy song, honestly. Christian Clue says, do you like the band Norther? I've never heard of it. Never heard of Norther. The sad thing, the sad reality about today, buddy, is there's a million bands out there, and that's the problem anymore. The bands just aren't the same. You know, there's like 1,000 million different bands, and there's a million different names, and I can't listen to them all. But everyone finds their favorites, man. That's how it rolls. I stopped listening to other bands a long time ago. Sometimes I'll pick one up. I think like maybe 2013 or so, I was like getting into some bands like Motionless in White, Falling in Reverse, Black Veil Brides. I was like in A Bullet for My Valentine. I got into that stuff, but I just stopped listening to it, man. It dilutes my mind when I'm trying to write songs, or I listen to too many bands. Tool. Oh, that's a great band. Good band though, great band actually. Jake says, you ever listen to Molly Hatchet? I've been listening to their albums though. No, not really, bro. But I know the guy that played drums for Molly Hatchet. What was there? Flirting with Disaster. Is that it? Flirting with Disaster. And what's the singer's name? Billy Joe or shoot, man. I can't remember. He always talked about it, man. But yeah, Sean the Cannon Shannon was a good friend of mine up in Central Florida. He runs a really nice studio up there nowadays, but he played drums for Pat Travers. He played drums for Molly Hatchet. Bunch of bands like that, man. Judy said, I pretty much just listen to music I make. That's what's up. That's great. That's what, you know, when it comes to a point, that's what's the best. Music that you create yourself is the music that's going to do something for you, you know? Michael says, man, I used to get a lot of S about Original Misfits. I never really checked them out. I see a lot of people wear that shirt, though, that Misfits shirt. They said Danzig solo stuff, but I don't know. Yeah, some of it's pretty all right. Guy's a weird dude, though, that's for sure. Chris said they're a great band. Did a metal version of Final Countdown with the guitars. Nice, dude. That's pretty cool, man. It sounds like I've heard the name Northern. Like I said, there's so many bands, man. It's out of control. Jake said that's probably their biggest hit. Yeah, that's the one. Flirting with Disaster. All right, I'm going to play Incarnatus because I think that's the one I want to play. It's time for some Rick Renstrom Incarnatus Carnitas from the delicious delicious shred section. It's going to be the last one of the night, everyone. I got to get out of here. I do have to go to work tomorrow. I had the day off. Today was very nice. But I got to go back tomorrow, so I'll be up at 10:30 in the morning. And I got stuff to do tonight still. So, but this is the last song. It's called Incarnatus. We have a light crowd at the moment. 40 viewers currently, but we're going to do this one and leave with a bang. How about that? I'm pretty sure everyone here is subscribed already, so if you haven't subscribed, if you're like one of those few people that haven't subscribed, if this song doesn't do it for you, I don't know what else would. This one's called Incarnatus. That means incarnation. It's Latin. Check it out. That's a cool song right there. Different, but fun. I like playing it. And I thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight. I really do. Let's see. Kitchy Ketchick said, Black Star. I don't have time to play the whole thing, but there you go. I love Ingve Black Star for sure. Dude, you said bring in them burritos. That's right. Lisa was back. Chris wants the mild sauce for them burritos. I feel it. I feel it. James Phelps came back. Nice, buddy. Christian Clue, thank you. James Phelps said 200. That's what's up. Jake said mild sauce. He wanted that Carolina Reaper shred. That's what's up, dude. That'd be too hot for me, though. I would probably have to call in sick the next day. Lisa, thank you. Digital Rest. I'm like, Jesus Christos, man. That's what's up, buddy. Christian, thank you, friend. Appreciate that. Cristian Tagore Acuna says, Marveloso, te admiro. Muchas gracias, amigo. Manuel Brito says, lindo mismo parabéns. Obrigado, amigo. Buenas noches. Christian says, que virtuismo de God. Muchas gracias, Christian. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you, Juji. Pablo Ogas, thanks, bro. Christian's from Chile. Muchas gracias. Bienvenidos, amigo. Bienvenidos. Daniel Berry, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Fernando, thank you, bro. Dust Bunnies, he says, man, can you find a girl's G-spot in all positions? If you're smart enough, Dust Bunny, it sounds like you need your real help. You need to go find a book, or maybe watch some P-Hub or something to learn. Dust Bunny needs to learn about the birds and the bees, apparently. I don't know, but yeah, you can if you're good enough. Jake finally saw that one. Well, I don't care, man. I mean, I've been around, man. I know all kinds of stuff. Anyway, Christian says, the sun's coming up here, and you with you playing makes me even more awesome. Thank you, Christian. That's beautiful to hear, man. Oh, Dust Bunny got a small pee-pee? That's messed up, man. Everybody, Dust Bunny's boss got a small pee-pee, everybody. Watch out. That's funny, man. He tried. Western Mass, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Danny Pena, thank you, buddy. Absolutely, Chris. Thank you for hanging out with us. Jake said, I missed that idiot. We'll never forget old Dust Bunny. Oh, he wants me to teach. He wants me to be his Dr. Ruth. Dude, he knows micro penis problems. He probably does. He probably needs to get some tweezers. He's talking about looking for a G spot. I don't know, man. He's gonna have to find his own. I don't know. I'm gonna stop right there because I could keep going. All right, everybody. I appreciate all you hanging out with me tonight. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Jake. Thanks for hanging with us, brother. Pablo, thank you, my friend. I shall be back Thursday night. That's October the 9th, Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. Once again for another Shred Festival. And then, yeah, that's it. But thanks, everyone, for hanging out with me tonight. I want to thank the mods for all their help, for being here. Thank you, each and every one of you, for sticking around through all the technical difficulties we had for a moment there. But beyond that, I want you to stay safe out there. I want you to be good to each other. I want you to take care of each other. That's all we got. That's all we got. Jesse, come back tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll see what you got. All right, brother? All right, everyone. Take care tonight or day, wherever you're at in this world, and we'll see you tomorrow. What's up, Corey? Good to see you, brother. Have a great one, James. Yo, what's up, BBR? Take care, everybody. We'll see you then.